Alright, what's going on YouTube? We are back with another Skyrim mod list, I guess sort of preview slash showcase slash first impression. And this is a very popular one that has been in, I guess, production, if you will, for some time now. This is Skyrim Ultima. This is made by Nukt, and you can look up his name, Nukt, on YouTube, and you'll see a lot of preview images and a lot of like preview videos and things like that. They kind of give a little bit of a brief history on it from my understanding. This mod list was originally supposed to be a fork of Novus, which is another very popular sort of like fantasy style mod list for Skyrim, but after a while it was scrapped to become its own thing. So you will see some similarities, but it's built out to be its own thing separate from Novus, which I know Novus is still being in development, and I know there's going to be a 6.0 update at some point. But in any case, I wanted to check out this mod list because one, has like a lot of popularity, and two, I know there has been some sort of controversy behind the mod list, as there are going to be mods that include quote-unquote Patreon or paid mods, not necessarily in the installer for Wabbajack, which you have to get from the Discord page, but pretty much a guide of what paid mods you'll need and how to install them and stuff like that. So there was a little bit of controversy behind it, but this is pretty much sort of like the free version of it, if you will. And we'll go ahead and just do a little bit of combat, just overall like sort of like first impressions of everything. I will say combat feels okay. I did do a little bit of a preview, or a little bit of like a run through just to make sure that it functioned and that it would launch properly. And it launched, and I made a character. Just you're pretty much heavy armor, two-hander right now. I'm not really getting it really in depth with the character, but I will say combat feels pretty good. As of now, there's only 2 stances. I know that has the stance mod, which gives you up to 4, but so far there's only the light and medium stance that are available. The other stances are here, but they don't really change up the animations. As you can see here, the animations for the light and heavy are the same. So for the neutral animations as well. So you only have access to the medium and light, but you do have the stance add-on, which also allows you to set the percentages of like the stamina consumption, attack speed, things like that. So it's also going to be like a reoccurring like updates for this mod list. Even though it's like 1.0, there will be like bug fixes, patches, things that get removed and added on. Once the initial I guess wave of people playing it and making videos and stuff like that is done, it will be on Wabbajack. Right now you just have to download the mod from the Discord page, which I'll try and link in the description. If not, then you can look up Nukt's videos or his YouTube channel. You have the description and his videos and stuff like that. One of the mods that does include in this that I really do like, that I've made like a separate mod list for, is Wheeler. Wheeler allows you to pretty much have like a hot wheel to select different weapons and items that you set into it. It's actually pretty handy. It's a little bit faster than like having the sort of like the favorites menu. And I think Hassel has like Valhalla Combat. There's also like new armor textures and looks of armor, which you can see here from like the bandit here has like pretty cool looking armor. As you see, it's very like power fantasy heavy. So yeah, lots of like fantasy stuff here. You also have a couple of abilities that you get in your power, such as Eldritch Blast. We'll show this real quick. Oop. You also have Divine Smite. Let me go ahead and get that on here. And these are just abilities that come naturally with the character, every character. So you can remove those if you want, but yeah, they come pre-installed with the character. But combat's pretty fast, pretty quick. Really depends on like blocking, stamina, mitigation, and stuff like that. It's stuff that you probably see from like any other modern mod list, more or less. And kind of give you like a little bit more of a preview of the Wheeler. So what we're gonna do is, we'll bring it up here, and then I want to make another mod list thing for here for stamina, one for health, one for magic, and then one for health. And then what I can do is I can go back and forth between the two. Let's say I need to use a health potion. Boom. I can simply go to the wheel instead of like going through like the menus and try and find them and stuff like that. You can also set that for powers, items, things like that. So wheel is actually pretty cool. Definitely something I want to incorporate on future playthroughs as well. I think I killed all the bandits here. Pretty sure. So we're just going to go through Bleak Falls Barrow, and I know there's been like a lot of videos kind of go through like Bleak Falls Barrow, but it's one of the easiest places to kind of start off with a new character. To kind of show up at least like the gameplay and some of the graphical changes. I will say I'm running a 3090 with a R9 7950X, and I consistently can't hold 60 FPS in 1440p or 2K. So you may get better results depending on your system and what resolution you play on. I know for 4K it's definitely going to be really hard. So just keep that in mind. Ooh, the penetrator, what the hell? Oh no. Why are you here? Okay, so you know what? We're going to go in the testing mode here. We're just going to go in testing mode because I don't want to like die continuously here. As you see here, you have things like side attacks you can do. You also have like things such as charge attacks, which depending on which weapon you have, will let you do different things. But combat feels pretty good. It is going to be pretty difficult because you have like a bunch of enemies attacking you at the same time. There's also Maximum Carnage 2. Kind of like wasn't expecting the penetrator to be there. That was definitely new. I guess we can't loot him. Is he not dead? Let's step away from his body. Well, in any case, like I said, combat's pretty fast and intense. I'm gonna really rely on like blocking and dodging and things like that. Aspects all the way in boss now enabled, toggle MCO, and add probably to spawn during boss encounters triggered by dragon attacks. Okay, so I guess we really don't get anything from that. I believe the Modlist is Ordinator, or I'm sorry, the perks is Ordinator. So pretty standard stuff here. Nothing really fancy in terms of like the perk points. Just kind of like what you expect from Ordinator, different perks and abilities. You also have the custom skills menu here, which comes with Elden Rim. Unlock the virtual way to create Elden Ring items, allowed to make Ash of War mystery. So here, depending on like the abilities that you use for like Ashes of War and things like that, you unlock more Elden points to unlock like more abilities and things like that. But I will say so far for what I've played, which again I played maybe like 2-3 hours give or take prior to this, just like testing purposes. It's a fun list. There is some performance issues that I've noticed, and then one of the things I had to do personally was change the camera angles for smooth cam, because the way that it's set up by default, it was a little difficult to kind of get everything the way I wanted it.
I'll bury you.
And what I mean by that is like the original preset that comes with it is I guess nukt's own custom preset. And the reason I didn't like it is because originally it has both V, and I'm using mouse and keyboard. It has both V and then E to switch camera, or I'm sorry, R, to switch like camera angles, which it's the same button to like draw your weapon and stuff like that. So it was just very, very cumbersome, and I couldn't figure out in the MCM how to change it. So I just downloaded another preset, the Storm Light, or Storm, whatever it's called, Souls-like smooth cam preset. So that's the only thing I've really changed in terms of like the overall mod so far. Everything else is what you get from the list itself. So we'll go through Bleak Falls Temple or Barrow, whatever you want to call it, and then we'll kind of go to some of the different other areas to kind of look at the FPS and the towns and things like that, because that is one thing that I did want to showcase in this is there is some performance issues, and I know that will be optimized and fixed out and later on, but I just want people to be aware of what they're getting themselves into whenever playing through. But I will say it does feel pretty good to play it. Like things like deflecting blows and things like that feel pretty good. We'll get like we'll use a steel battle axe here, just so I can showcase some of the different animations as well. Like obviously has like the ability to deflect. So I'd imagine once everything kind of gets finalized, yeah, it's gonna be one of those playlists that that's more centered around like fantasy players that like to have like that power fantasy of everything. Definitely different from like a mod list like Lore Room, which is a little bit more focused on keeping the realism intact and like the vanilla aspects of Skyrim, but also having like Requiem as a base. I guess to keep it like, as the name suggests, like more lore friendly, so like the animations are different from vanilla, but they're more grounded animations than what you see right now. War axe, take a shield. We do some sword and board here. Let's see. It also comes with like different types of armor sets. Like I mentioned before, like the vanilla armor is different. There's also like non-lore friendly stuff. Ooh, that shield placement's a little off there. Let me see. Definitely have to try and fix that. That looks pretty rough. I'm sure I could fix that through like the MCM menu or like the character creator, but yeah, definitely looks a little weird having like the shield just kind of float there off your person. I know there's a way to fix that. I don't know why she thought being invisible was gonna help. But it feels good. I mean, like, combat does feel good at the end of the day. I think that's one of the things that this mod list is trying to showcase a lot, is that combat feels pretty good. It feels dynamic. It feels very fast and chaotic at times. We can turn off testing mode purposes here real quick. Actually, no, do that. We'll have it on for like the playthrough here, just to kind of showcase things. I'm not really trying to beat anything, so and it's just easier to showcase things without having to worry about dying. Let's see. I know there's Elden abilities here. Elden Art, Rebreath. Use it directly to cancel current attack animation, so that's for canceling. Cast Weapon Arts during a sprint attack and recognize your stance to block, restore strength. Judgment Cut ends. Use summon a Mato to slash the space around. Interesting. Let's try that. Oh. So that just comes default, is the Judgment End. That just comes default with the character. So again, some of it is pretty broken, and you don't have to use all this stuff. I will say sometimes the camera's a little weird in terms of like fighting, because it can get like stuck behind walls, as you can see. This guy's really blocking. See if he actually attacks. There we go. Now, it seems like sometimes it could be a little bit block happy, which I'm sure that could be adjusted as well. Again, I'm not trying to be super harsh to the list because it is its first iteration. I am a little bit more, I guess, harsher than usual just because there is sort of like a premium to it in some regard. Like, there is like a charge for the list to like have like some of the other features later on. Right, so that's that. But yeah, I mean, so far like the mod list is pretty. Oh, hello.
This ends now.
I will say that is a little broken to have, just as a default. Yeah, some of the stuff can, I would say, probably removing some of the stuff would be pretty cool, pretty good. I really don't think that I really don't think you need some of the stuff like the Yamato slash and things like that. When add to favorites, you can activate this effect with favorite hotkeys. So this is just things you can do. Sliding moves, Elden Lore, Ash of War. So let's take a look. Enter Frenzy Mode. You gain a Rage Throw. Oh, okay, that's right. Another ability. We'll take a look at that when we fight some more people. Let's go ahead and solve this amazing puzzle here. Oops. Come on. spin faster. I will say it is pretty brutal to kind of like see like monsters and people just like get obliterated by your attacks. Requires 10. Unlock sense way ability to obtain weapon art scrolls, which can enhance enchant for the weapon of art at the arcane enchanter or to replace an Ash of War moveset. I have to take a look more into this. I haven't really used like the Ash of War like mod just yet. I know it adds the ability to use like Ash of War weapons. They use like different like Ash of Wars and stuff like that. I'm actually gonna drop a save here. I'm gonna try and remove like testing mode. Give me 1 second. All right, so we did have a bit of a crash while coming back. And it was due to Wheeler. I guess for Wheeler, if you try and input, I guess, potions or like custom potions in the menu it will, I guess, break the game. So that is something to be aware of whenever playing through this, is that Wheeler can cause your game to crash the desktop. So just something to be aware of as we're kind of going through it. But weapons seem to work fine. I can switch to weapons fine. So that's still not a big deal. I have to fix the issue with like the shields floating. I'm sure I could do that through like the race configuration menu or whatever, but not too much of a problem. So we're continuing on through Bleak Falls Barrow. We're at the spider portion here. Shouldn't be too bad. At least I don't think so. Nice. Yeah, that felt pretty good. Not too bad. There is also a sort of fix for like the camera issue that I told you guys about in the first part of the video. Apparently there's a workaround if you install a mod called Real Camera Collision and load that, I believe, under the, let me see what it is. I'm looking at it right now. There is another mod that you can load it under. I believe it's like something like Camera Collision. I'll have to try and look at it, and I'll probably put it in the description or in the pinned comment. But that should help with like the camera not clipping through walls and stuff, because that to me is very annoying. I am not a fan of it. Also, give me that. Give me an old pistol, and we're gonna take your sword as well, actually. Got some more spiders here. Cool. All right. We'll do a little bit of sword and shield combat here. So yeah, I'm not trying to go like super in depth with this mod list, as it were. It's like more of a first impression slash kind of showcase, kind of what you get yourselves into like the first early hours of the game. Whenever you install the mod list. So far, I like I like a lot of things in it. There are some things I would personally change. One of them was obviously like the camera that I told you about. Mainly just how the camera operates. Motion in front of me. Disrespectful. Back up a little bit. Yeah, I definitely would change the camera. I think that'd probably be the biggest thing. We might have to actually switch weapons here. And we got to level up, so we're gonna cheese this for a bit. We'll get a little bit more health. We'll choose our level up later. Oh god, blocking. Blocking is important. Don't you run from me. There we go. Got one more. There we go. But yeah, definitely one of the things I would change and install is like the camera workaround, which I'll have a little bit more detailed description either, like I said, in the pinned comment or in the description of the video, to kind of work around some of the like pains that I have with the camera inside a dungeon. I do have a bow, I think. Let's see, where is it? Thought I had a bow. Did I not pick up the bow? Oh, I guess I don't have a bow. That sucks. I thought I had a bow, but I guess I don't. Alright, that's fine. I will say the effects can be a bit much. Oh god. There we go. Let's back up a little bit. Come on. Come on. Oh god. Wow, that actually reached me. I didn't think it was gonna reach. But yeah, there are some things that I would change, like the camera angle, stuff like that, just to kind of help fix some of the minor issues that I have with like dungeon exploring and stuff like that. Because I get the gist of it, and it can help like in some situations, but I also find it kind of annoying whenever I'm fighting and I can't like see, I can't see the enemies I'm fighting. That definitely is like a growing point. Ouch. I think part of it too is has like to do like the true directional movement, like the lock-on camera. I know that has a little bit to do with it as well. And also there's an issue to sometimes where your character like continues to block. That is an issue that I've noticed as well. Like, if you press the block button, they'll continue to hold it. I'm not sure if that's linked to the animations. That's also gotten me killed a couple of times as well. So, just a few things to kind of keep an eye out whenever going through the mod list and stuff. I don't know why this shield isn't going away. See if I can fix it here. I'm not sure why the shield isn't going away, but that's fine. I think maybe it's because it's the iron sword. Let me see if I can fix that. Also, I do have my bow back. That's weird. I think sometimes on death, there seems to be like a bug to where like weapons kind of disappear from your person. These bows do like no damage. Okay, it has like, okay, so it has like the quick bow stuff. Okay, so those want to be like rangers. Okay. So I believe that's from, I forget what mod it is. But I don't mind it. It makes for like faster archer gameplay. Can be considered broken, if anything, but I think the balance is that you lose a lot of arrows playing that type of play style. So it kind of balances out a little bit. But yeah, it feels good to play, I will say, and it is a 0.1 release, so I'm not like harping on like the major bugs here. I know there's going to be some fixes and stuff, but again, just kind of like overall first impressions and what I feel some users would experience when they first boot up the game. So take that as you will. And I will say some of the attacks are pretty cool, but they are super flashy, so that is something to take into account when playing, is like a lot of these moves are going to be super flashy, super stylized. So you may not like that. Some people may like it. I would just say keep that in mind when playing through. We have two iron. We have an iron greatsword. We don't need an iron one. We have the steel one. Let's see if we can find another sword, actually. I don't think he had one on him. I believe magic can still be tagged to a... I believe magic can still be tagged. Let me check and see. I'll try it and see if magic can still be tagged safely. I think it should be fine. But I just know for potions, potions was like the key factor of why my game was crashing earlier. Yeah, see, I think it's sections like this is where like I get like where I don't like the camera being the way it is. And it makes it hard to like navigate through certain sections. That's definitely needs to be fixed. I mean, I think I can understand why, but at the same time, it causes more issues than it helps, in my opinion. We're actually going to take one of these swords. So I want to try out dual wielding. So let's go with ancient sword. Okay. And I feel like this is only really an issue like indoors, like outdoors when like exploring the wilderness and cities and stuff like that, which I will be doing after this fight. I'll kind of go like through some of the major cities, just kind of show like the changes there. I feel like the camera issue won't be like a big thing. I will say though, I hope the wheeler issue does get fixed because I think it is a really cool mod that I've really done a showcase for actually. And I might try to do like a small one using this mod list to kind of like detail what it can and can't do. But I think it's actually pretty cool. It took me a while to get used to it, but I like it. I believe we're almost towards the end of the dungeon, and we get like our boss fight here, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've been through like the first like dungeon through here, so yeah, I think we're actually towards the end now. Twin swords feel pretty good. What the? Oh, it's a mimic. Oh god, that's a mimic. I didn't know there was mimics. Okay, well now there's mimics. That's a new fear unlocked. Thanks. Didn't know there was mimics. Probably level up. And let's take a look at the Elden abilities here. Elden Ram. Unlock the Sense Way ability to obtain weapon art scrolls, which can enchant for the Ash of War at the Arcane Enchanter to replace the Ash of War moveset. Okay, we'll try and check that out if we can, if I remember to do so. I think that just means you can replace like Ashes of War on weapons, if I'm reading that correctly. Please don't be another mimic. Okay. Now I gotta fear it. Now I gotta worry about mimics. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, I know this is sort of a long video, but I think it's important to kind of like to see like the uncut, or as much uncut as I can, gameplay aspects of this mod to kind of show how it plays. There are definitely more enemy placements. Oh god. Oh, okay. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. All right, we're gonna do cheat mode for a second, because I don't feel like going through all that stuff again. God, yeah, the camera's definitely working more against you than anything else. will say you do level up pretty quick. I will say that is like a blessing and a curse, I guess. Like, again, like the whole power fantasy thing is definitely here. And I don't want to knock, I don't want to knock the mod author or anything like that. Because the game, the mod list is fun, at least combat-wise. And I know it's like 1.0. So I'm not like, I'm not harping on the fact that there is bugs. I'm just pointing out that there are some issues. Loot box, what the hell? The fuck's a loot box? All right. Loot box. Oh, okay. I guess loot boxes are here as like surprises now. Okay. All right. I guess we get all this stuff for free from loot boxes. Cool. All right. Not sure how I feel about that, but okay. Weapons. We have the quarterstaff. We have the greatsword. We have battle axes. Steel greatsword. We have mace. Let's actually check out the mace moveset. Are you a mimic? Okay. There we go. And don't need the boots. All right. So I think we have like a few more places we need to get through to get through the rest of this. Probably should drop a save too, just in case, since yeah, the enemy count in some of these dungeons looks like it's increased quite a bit. So gotta deal with this fun. I don't know what happened to my shield, but I mean, it's fine. I guess we don't really need it. I have a scroll, don't I? Scroll of fireball. Okay, mace feels pretty heavy, pretty hefty. I know there's another one over there. Oh, camera, please. And moments like that is where the camera kind of sucks. Here. All right, so where's our other mace? Ancient mace. Okay. There's also the mod to be able to like climb over things. I think it's like the traversal mod. You could like do like a hotkey. Let me see if I can find it here. Mod configuration. Let's see if I can find it. It's not the voiceover. Let's see. It's here somewhere. Is it Sky Climb? Okay. Sky Climb, that's what it is. So this allows you to kind of like jump over ledges that have like this little icon on them. And your character will actually go through animation to climb. There's also like a prompt as well. So pretty cool. I actually do like that a lot. And I think it's like across like different dungeons and cities and things like that. So you'll see like the little icon next to it. You can use like the jump key or the default key E. I feel like the moveset isn't working. Okay, so maybe there's not movesets for like the bases. From what I can see. Okay, that's fine. Cool. All right. Now, I don't know if this mod's installed where it just automatically does the code for you. I don't think it is. Okay, it's not. Oh, no, it is. Cool. Cool. Awesome mod. Should be always installed. That shit's not fun. It's basically a mod that whenever you insert the claw into one of the keyholes, it automatically solves the puzzle for you. And looks like we're here at our boss fight here. We're gonna go with the tried and true great sword. Looks like there's a couple more enemies here. Actually, take a look at our abilities. Hunger, damage is reduced. Reduced lock picking. Okay, so we got a couple of diseases we need to take care of. Let's see. Acquire Dragon Soul Sense, learn new Ashes of War, and special secrets techniques. Oh, here we go. Okay. Earth splitting / two-handed. Okay. Half Moon Slash, two-handed. And they have like sword dance. Okay. So. Let's see. So how does that work? Not exactly sure how the scroll works. I might have to combine it with a weapon at the bench. That may be what I would need to do. Ooh, enemy count definitely is increased. Shouldn't be too bad though. I think we should be okay. Let's go take care of the minions first. Cool. All right, now we can go fight the boss man. Oh, it's a direct. Hello. Yeah, I don't know why he's here. Definitely a change. I guess it's not too bad. Not gonna deal with that. Like I said, this is just for testing purposes, not like an actual playthrough. So I'm not against using like God mode to showcase stuff. I think it's relatively fine for showcases. Now, if this was obviously a serious playthrough, I'd just be pretty fucked. But anyway, now that we're actually done here, we can go check out the cities as well. So I'll go ahead and cut towards going towards the city, starting with, like, of course, Whiterun, probably Riften, Solitude, a couple others. All right, so we made it to Whiterun, and as you can notice, I did put the FPS counter on because I did want to show, like, there is some performance issues that I mentioned earlier before. And I have a pretty high-end system. I have a 3090 with the R9 7950X. I'm running on an SSD with, I believe, 64 gigabytes of DDR5 Ram, and like on the outsides of town, it definitely does drop some frames. I know there are mods like the I think it's called like Skyrim Descaler, or using like DLSS if you have like a 20, 30, or 40 series card. I think DLSS 3 is for 40,000 cards only. That may help alleviate some of the frame issues, but yeah, there are some frame performances that I've noticed every so often. So let's go ahead and check inside of Whiterun, which, yeah, we're around like the 20 frames. The 20 frames right now, which not ideal, honestly.
We'll pay whatever it takes.
I'm not exactly sure if this...
You, what are
Hello.
you? Please, take Mother Mara's blessing to wash this unease away.
What do you want about?
Mother guides me to those flickering souls who are yet to cast themselves on the spot. I, her most devoted servant, need you to believe in the goodness of your heart, in love.
Forgive her, beloved child of entropy, for all her convictions she owns. There.
Oh, this is random. Okay,
I
that's
will
fine.
help whenever I can.
What is this?
But my love, there is nothing to decipher. Just take heed of these words. Go west and see. Open those eyes and see that which belies its splendor. Beset by men, gods, kings, and knights. Keep your head above water when you reach that realm.
Oh, beyond reach, okay.
The tides of want can drown any who venture
What
too
should I do
far
then?
from
You're
shore.
still speaking in riddles.
Huh? Sorry.
Okay, so that just starts beyond reach, which we're not going to really kind of go through, at least not on this file. But yeah, you do have like the Dragonborn voiceover. You can pick like a voice pack, and I think it uses like AI tools to kind of decipher the words and stuff like that. But we're here in Whiterun, as you can already tell. Like, there's lots of foliage, different textures, lots of more post signs and stuff like that. So definitely the city's overhauled quite a bit. You also have like NPC like overhauls as well. Like Nazim has like
Look a bit.
luxurious hair.
You sure you shouldn't be home in bed?
Well, I don't have a home, so fuck you. Guards also have like new armor, stuff like that. So it's gonna kind of like play a list with the different cities, and I kind of showcase them as well. But yeah, you can tell this place has definitely been overhauled. There's a whole new like wall/fence around the companions' hideout, textures of Talos, and you can tell just by looking at it. I don't have to like go bit by bit and slowly showcase like the area, but you can already tell just from like first glance there's a lot more stuff here to make the city feel more full and alive, and it's gonna be like that across the board. So we'll check out a couple other locations as well. All right, so we're in the outskirts of Solitude. As you can tell from Whiterun, the open cities mod is installed, so you don't have loading screens in between. Open up the gates of cities, which is good and bad. It depends on your feel about it, honestly. I like it, but I know it can cause like performance issues, compatibility issues. But I think overall, like, it does make sense.
I've only been a part of the Red Wave's crew for a few weeks.
We're not worried about the execution here. Although they did change up the area around execution, so that's pretty cool.
You need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother.
But yeah, just overall, the cities have been overhauled. A lot more things have been added, adjusted, just to make them feel like a lot more alive and full, and just what a city should feel. See, there's also like some new doors here. I think is this a new door? No, it can't be accessed. Okay. So a couple of new stands for shopkeepers here. Once they actually come back to actually do their thing from the execution. But yeah, it just stuff like this is what you expected to see. I'm kind of like breezing through this pretty quickly, more or less. But just again, this is just kind of like an overlook / showcase / first impressions of everything, and so far I like it visually. I'm not sure if I like the EMB of choice. I believe it's Nukt's like customized version of Cabbage, which I know is very, very popular amongst a lot of people. I guess I'm a little bit indifferent about it. It feels a little bit washed out, at least in my opinion. At least some of it does. It looks a little bit washed out and whitened, so I know there's some adjustments that can be made for that. But yeah, overall, everything looks really good, I think. And I think it's kind of going towards that direction that the mod list is aiming for visually, in terms of like some of the cities and structures and stuff like that. I think JK cities, or no, I'm sorry, I think like the JK interiors are also installed here, which changes up the interiors of like a couple of shops and stuff. So let me circle back and enter one of the shops here in Solitude. The guards actually at the Imperial guards have their armor changed to have that Roman look, which I think makes sense overall. It looks better than like the vanilla armor. Let's see. Excuse me.
Welcome to Bits and Pieces. I'm sure you'll find what you need here.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, this has also been overhauled as well. So yeah, I think this is like JK Interiors, which overhauls like the insides of like thousands of shops and stuff. I just came in, watch yourself. So yeah, like I do like the lighting effect through like the windows.
Said you got here just before the execution.
Makes it really, really, really nice. Like the god rays here actually make sense, and like the reflection and stuff, that's actually really nice to look at. I have nothing bad to say about that. And I think here it kind of makes sense to why you want to have like the camera clipping, so it's a little bit easier to kind of see what you're doing.
Huh. You know, what have you got for sale? Fire. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
She has a couple things here we can buy if you wanted to. Backpack, things like that. Anyway, I'll show off 1 or 2 more cities. I think I'll probably show off Riften and then Morthal. I think those cities are going to probably be like the easiest to kind of show the changes that have been made to the cities overall, because I know it may be a little bit hard to see in Solitude, but I know those cities usually have like really good overhauls to them.
You can pretend not to hear me all you want.
So looks like Riften hasn't changed as much, but again, we see the performance issues just kind of like peek its head here. Inside of Riften, we're at about 25, 24 frames. I don't know if this is like an optimization thing or what the case is, but it is something to be aware of. I think for this list, you're going to need like a pretty high-end rig to get the most out of it, especially if you're playing it like at 2K or attempting to play at 4K. 1080p, you'll probably be able to alleviate some of the issues here. But yeah, I don't see much a change in Riften as much as I thought I would. I mean, there are obviously like some changes here, like some cleaner textures, and little odds and ends here, but compared to like what we've seen from like Whiterun and Solitude so far, I figured Riften may have a little bit more of a different look, but not too much of a difference. So we'll check out one more city. We'll probably check out, I want to say it's Morthal. I want to say Morthal's the city I want to check out, because that usually has like pretty good overhauls as well. I mean, not to say that Riften doesn't. Obviously, like you have like small things that are changed here and there, but not as big as like other cities.
There's nothing that's too low for them.
So we'll take the carriage over to Morthal, and then we'll kind of give our overall thoughts.
I'd like to hire your carriage.
Where do you want to go?
Or is it Markarth? Maybe it's Markarth I'm thinking of.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Those two always get me confused, like Markarth and Morthal. They always kind of get me like mixed up. All right, so here we are at Markarth, and it's like there's a new race here, the Dawi.
You look awful. Better not get me sick.
What have you got for sale?
I guess these are like the dwarves of the world.
Take a look.
Seems like they made a comeback. Push up cure disease. We'll take that real quick. I guess loot boxes are things that you can buy here in the world, to where you'll get like a mixed match of things. You can already tell from like the exterior of Markarth that there's a lot that's been changed here. A lot more little buildings here. Looks like some carriages, merchants and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely noticeable here, even on the outside before you enter the city, that there's a lot more structures and buildings here. It looks like the guardhouse has been moved around, stuff like that, or the barracks. So yeah, definitely can tell that there's been like a an overhaul of the cities at the very least. Some of the major cities definitely have like some of the biggest changes. I'd imagine cities like Morthal, or I'm sorry, Riften, and maybe some of the other small ones aren't really changed as much. Can we save that lady? Let me try.
Bit of jewelry for your journey home.
Stuck on us long enough! Forsworn! Victory's yours, I submit!
There we go. That's fine, you can die for your people.
Everyone, stay back. The Markarth City Guard have this all under control. There are no Forsworn here.
By the gods, that...
There you go, Margaret.
Thank you.
I said how like she wasn't
I was
overhauled.
gonna bring this to my sister.
I
think you should have it.
But yeah, it looks like Markarth actually has some changes as well.
Are you alright?
No, I didn't see anything. Leave me alone. No, I don't want your notes. But yeah, it looks like Markarth actually been overhauled as well. Ooh, kitty. Can't pet the cat.
Bloody enough for you, outsider.
Who the hell are you?
More blood is always better.
Then you found your home, friend. Blood and silver are what flows through Markarth. Welcome. Yeah.
Okay, looks like probably like a mercenary or something. But yeah, the city's also been changed as well, overhauled. Still some performance issues. Again, I keep harping on that, but I think it's important to point these things out. Just kind of set your expectations when trying to install the mod list. I mean, overall, it looks good. I like the changes that have been made, and I think once like some of the performance changes have been like ironed out and fixed and stuff like that in future generations, I think it's going to run a lot smoother. But this is 1.0. It's still technically like an alpha. There's just like the first public release that right now is available on Nukt's Discord, so you need to go to the Discord in order to download the file. It's not on Wabbajack just yet. I think once that has a little bit more fixes and things like that, it'll be moved over to Wabbajack to make it easier to install. But yeah, overall, if I want to give my thoughts on it, like overall, like very quickly, I will say the mod list is good. I know there's been like a lot of trailers and videos that have been made on Skyrim Ultima, and I think if you curb the expectation from those videos to what's released so far, I think you'll have fun with the list. It's a power fantasy list. Combat's really fast. Can be kind of chaotic. Graphically, it looks good, although you trade off overall looks with performance so far. And I think that's one of the biggest hurdles that people are going to have problems with, especially if you have like a mid-range computer. It's going to be really hard to achieve like a stable frame rate in some of the major city holes and stuff like that. Oh, we actually have the sewers too. It's going to be really hard to maintain like a good frame rate in some of the major holes in cities and even dungeons to that extent. So that is something to be aware of. Like here where it's like enclosed and not like that detailed, like obviously I'm getting high frames, but it is something to be aware of that if you have like a mid-range computer and a low-range computer, I would not recommend downloading this mod list as it can give you issues. I'm not fighting those things. They're not because they're tough, but just because I hate them. I hate those so much. But yeah, I think you have a high-range computer, and you're not afraid of like running through a couple of bugs. You're not looking to like a complete playthrough. I think it's a mod list that's worth checking out. I think it's worth checking out to explore and kind of see how you like it compared to other fantasy mod lists. And you kind of leave your own opinion on it. I think so far it's good. I wouldn't really suggest doing a full playthrough, but it is something to be on the lookout for, especially once more performance patches come out and the list gets ironed out and like some of the fluff is removed and some of the optimization's done. But overall, that's my thoughts on Skyrim Ultima. Been waiting for this one for a while. I've definitely seen like a lot of videos on it, and I'm glad that we actually do get a playable build of it. I'm definitely looking forward to trying out future iterations of it, and let me know what you guys think if you are going to try out the list. If you haven't, what did you think of what you've seen so far? And let me know your overall thoughts on it in the comments down below. Like the video if you did, dislike it if you didn't, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.